we're running through our principles and we're having a bit of fun. So we thought, why not record this and share what's going on in the heads of Ava and Em. So we've got our principles here. This is the kitchen here at Creative Rootz. And we're looking at the principles. There's 5 principles. And the first one is that God is a non-dual good. God is all there is. Every person is an individualized expression of God. So, number 4, the universe, being infinite, is in a constant state of evolutionary expansion. All right, I feel like we're stepping into like Star Trek or Star Wars or something now. You've mentioned Yoda. We're going down into space. I'm thinking of Star Trek, live long and prosper and all that. And it's when we look at quantum science, and anyone that's looking into the universe, they say it's infinitely evolving and infinitely expanding, and they can't find the edge of it. They can't find the end of it. It just keeps going. And they also say that it started off smaller and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just keeps getting bigger. And this is the scientists. Hello, Mittens. So, as you can, come on then, right, thank you. So as you can understand, the universe is, according to science, I believe it to be so. I've got no reason to believe it otherwise. And like I said, we grew and we evolved and expanded. When we look at everything, even when something makes its transition, it's making a transition. Yeah. What are you doing? Mitten says, hi, meow. So everything is gravity sucks. So everything is always evolving and expanding. You've just come in. You've got your food, you've got your water, you're fine. Go and play with paws, you need to wash. Right? So the universe is always growing. And there's nothing that I know that doesn't, and even that only ever a doorway to a new beginning. So, like, even when we drop our bodies, there's a whole new level of something that goes on. There's something after that. Now, we don't know what it is, but even on that, depending on who we talk to, whether we could be looking at shamanic beliefs or Buddhist beliefs where they're saying there's bardos and there's levels of existence. You want to go out now? Go on then. You've only just come in, but if you want to go out. So depending on who you talk to, there's always more than just this plane of existence. And depending on the belief systems involved, it goes on. There's many people, many doctors who've spoken to people who've had near-death experiences or near-life experiences or whatever you choose to call them, where people have left the bodies and then come back. People have experienced heaven in all sorts of different forms, and so there's no doubt about it. Depending on who you're talking to, it looks different, but we've already explained there's a whole load of perspectives out there, and the universe, it definitely is infinite, and it is always expanding and evolving, so it's always getting better. Ava?
Absolutely. And I think that the kind of, I don't even know if it speaks to that, but I'm just thinking about what's happening in the world right now. And it's just kind of new paradigm coming through. So that's also a sign of evolution. And I know that all is well, because that is also one of the principles, that all is well. So yeah, thanks.
So like Ava said, we look outside and we think, what's going on?
By the way, I didn't hear what you said. You kind of breaking up. You've been breaking up for a while. So maybe repeat it.
Okay. It says we live in an ever expanding, evolving universe, right?
Yes.
So as we're living in an ever evolving, ever expanding universe, and we see that there's all sorts of things going on out there, what we're recognizing is that all these appearances are pushing us into new levels of awareness. So, for instance, we've got Francesca Albanese. So, you've got a UN worker who is a reporter on Gaza. So, you've got this woman who's basically gone doing a job, and she's recognized these things and she's brought it to light that things like Google and BlackRock, or there's all sorts of different ones, and they're all in some way funding the genocide that's going on in Gaza. And we'll notice that President Trump or whatever, has taken it personally that this has gone on and that these things have been seen out in the world. Now, because of this one woman and this one worker doing her job, it's opened the eyes and brought to a new level of evolving and expansion of thousands and millions of people all around the globe. Now, that is truly wonderful. So what we need to recognize is even in the craziest of situations, there is light coming through, and we're getting to evolve and expand and recognize what our needs are and how we can serve the world and how we can show up and how we can see what we think we believe and question our beliefs, and we get to grow from it. So I'm really excited that there are people coming to new levels of truth and on such a global scale, and things like this can only mean more world peace, more chances of world peace. And we are heading for world peace because that's where we're all going to get eventually. But we need to get to a level of awareness where we realize the interconnectedness of it all for us all to be able to evolve and expand. So because we are made of this is the next bit, because we are made of this infinite substance, we to expand infinitely, and will have the capacity to become a beneficial presence for the planet and the universe. So, as I was saying, which is pretty much just what I was saying, as we evolve and expand our awareness, it's going to continue expanding and evolving because that's just who we are and how things work. We get the capacity. So as we go up in the world, like if we was an eagle and we was looking down, or if we go up the Eiffel Tower and we look down, our awareness expands. And as our awareness expands, our capacity to understand what's happening, what we see with our eyes, what we experience with our senses, we get to change our perspective on what we think is true. So it's pretty much the same here as anything in our life. You know, it can, because we're made of this absolute awareness, this space, that's no thing between the cells. As we are that, we contain that infinite expansion. We have the capacity, as we extend our awareness, as we grow, we then become more, what's the word? We get a wider bandwidth. So our bandwidth, our tolerance levels, our level of compassion and empathy, our level of understanding expand too. And this allows us to be present with people who don't see the world the same way, with a lot more love in our heart, and we're able to look at people that are hurting, and we see so many people and so many different perspectives, and we can see how it is actually good, cosmic goodness playing out in the wider scheme of things. And we get to see how the pain is the thing that's pushing us into experiences that create the awareness, that create unity, that bring us together, that just honor the truth of who we are, that return us to our roots, which are our God qualities, which is like love and power and peace and strength and our isness. Go on, Mittens. Ava?
Yeah, you expressed it perfectly. The only thing I wanted to add is just because you said about the pain that pushes, that Reverend Michael Beckwith's quote, that pain pushes until vision pulls. So when we are like done with that pain, finally, we get inspiration and we can follow that inspiration. And again, when you were talking about our expanding and the world expanding, also you mentioned how our understanding, we get new understanding, new capabilities, new thoughts, new feelings, everything is new, and it's just expanding in like the good direction if we allow it. You just need to be aware of it. And I really love that, because we can notice that some things that we thought were real are not real, or something that was true is not true. Just what you just mentioned in your talk right now about the reporter, the uncovering what's really happening. There's always something underneath going on. So I just wanted to invite everybody to be open. And what if something I believed or knew was real is actually not? So I always talk about myself, that my aim is always to be open to everything and attached to nothing, which one of the examples, I was always discrediting and kind of probably in a little fear of AI. But now when I'm going deeper and opening myself and looking at certain um proofs, I don't know how to call it, certain things that happen with AI or my friends interacting with it, I am much more open into, getting deeper into it. So I'm not anymore like one of the people, no. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Now we're on to our final and fifth principle. And it's my favourite. I don't know about you, Ava, but this is my favourite. Each individual is 100% responsible for their own perception